Live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications on the University of Nebraska campus, you're watching Star City News live at 5.
Good evening, I'm Kelley.
And I'm Matt Haron. You're watching Star City News on Channel 21.
For tonight's top story, downtown construction has some local businesses worried.
Star City's Jeff Packer is live on 14th Street with more.
Yeah, guys, there are more than a couple of construction jobs going on in downtown Lincoln right now, but a couple just south of campus have really thrown some wrenches in people's plans.
This spring is proving to be a difficult one for downtown Lincoln. Construction sites are dotting the streets of a city that is moving up and out. While the area is growing and improving, it's not convenient for everyone.
And the traffic flow is going to be so difficult in moving in the detours that it's going to be very frustrating for our customers.
Steve Carper is talking about a project spanning from 17th to 21st and O Streets, where the city is redoing portions of the pavement. In addition to the different traffic flow outside his store, he says it's giving his customers some questions.
We had a customer came in and said, well, does this mean you're going to close? You're not even going to be open? I said, oh my goodness sakes, no, we're planning to be open.
That 4-block stretch isn't the only downtown section where drivers and customers are being inconvenienced. Samson Construction has installed this tower crane on 14th Street between Q and P. It's the 8th tower crane to go up in the city this year. That's a Lincoln record, but it means this entire portion of 14th is closed. The project is the new Park House building, expected to be completed in installments by the fall. For Melinda Mellick, the general manager at Noodles & Company, it's like O Street. Less than ideal now,
but
the future
said,
looks
the end
good.
Result should be better for just about everybody. Park House building expects to have their garage done by midsummer, and the apartments up top are soon to follow in August. Reporting live for Star City News, I'm Jeff Packer. Back to you guys.
Well, Matt, I know at least for me, going downtown on the weekends has been such a hassle because where all that construction is taking place at, there's no place to park.
You know, hopefully with the good weather that we've been having, they can stay ahead of schedule.
Awesome. The 4 tornadoes that touched down near North Platte on March 18th have caused at least $2.1 million in damage. County Emergency Manager Dan Guthner says he hopes the county will be eligible to qualify for disaster aid from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Guthner says he thinks the damage will exceed the minimum. However, that doesn't mean that FEMA will approve the aid. The tornadoes injured at least 4 people and damaged farm buildings, homes, and railroads. Authorities are looking for a 600-pound safe and the people who stole it from Pioneers Golf Course. An investigation showed the robbers cut phone and TV lines as well as disabling the security system. They also cut through a wired fence and pried open a door to gain access to the course. The thieves dragged the safe and loaded it onto a golf cart.
They were able to wrestle that safe out onto the front lawn of the clubhouse, where it appears that they tried to gain entry to that safe. Pieces of the safe and a screwdriver were located in front of the building. They were unable, apparently, to get into the safe there, so they forced entry into the corral that keeps the golf cart.
The estimated damage is said to be about $1,600, and $1,500 were taken from the safe.
Lincoln vets can find solace in a home that fellow war veterans turned into a boarding home. The Operation Veterans Encouraging Recovery House sits on North 27th Street. The house will provide beds for just under 50 vets, which is only about a third of the homeless vets in Lincoln. According to recent numbers, all of the items in the house have been donated, and the group has raised enough money to pay for 1 year of the lease, but hopes to raise enough money to pay for a place of their own. A nonprofit group in Auburn, New York is doing a similar thing, turning a mansion into a homeless shelter. The 36,000-foot mansion belonged to former film pioneer Theodore Case. The 81-year-old house will be used also as a youth center and a vocational training center. The Supreme Court has continued the debate on Obama's health care reform. The court opened session today debating for 90 minutes of arguments. Today's arguments focused on whether the government can constitutionally require Americans to buy health insurance. Republican presidential candidate Rick Santorum appeared at the hearings yesterday. This served as evidence of what is at stake this election year.
Coming up next, we'll have more on Rick Santorum.
I spoke with New York Times reporter about his heated exchange with Santorum. We'll be right back.
What does it mean to be environmental? Is it buying a hybrid car? Is it using recycled bags? Is it a bumper sticker? If you're looking to make a real difference, one of the best places to turn is your own backyard. Trees help keep our environment clean. Visit arborday.org to find out more information on planting trees in your community.
Really wish I had a pet.
When looking for a pet, make the Capital Humane Society your first stop. There are a variety of pets to choose from, such as rabbits, cats, dogs, and much more. Pets from the Capital Humane Society are spayed or neutered, receive treatment for fleas, ticks, or mites, receive needed vaccinations and tests to keep the animals healthy, and are microchipped. It's much cheaper to adopt, so go to the Capital Humane Society to find your next best friend.
Every little girl just wants to be beautiful, but the images they are shown are unrealistic. They need someone to turn to for advice and encouragement. That's why the Big Brothers Big Sister program provides a positive relationship that can better a child's life forever. Be a big brother or a big sister today and be a positive role model that every child needs.
Rick Santorum is getting a lot of publicity over his heated exchange with New York Times reporter and UNL alum Jeff Zeleny. The exchange happened recently when Santorum was in Wisconsin campaigning. Here is Santorum's quote and his response to Zeleny's question.
Why would we put someone up who is uniquely, pick any other Republican in the country? He is the worst Republican in the country to put up against Barack Obama. Why would Wisconsin want to vote for someone like that?
You said that Mitt Romney is the worst Republican in the country. Is that true?
What speech did you listen to?
Right here. It's right here. You said he's the worst Republican.
Stop lying. I said he was the worst Republican to run on the issue of Obamacare, and that's what I was talking about. Quit distorting my words. If I see it, it's bull. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Who's distorting your words?
You just did. By asking me that question.
You sound upset about something.
I am upset when the media distorts what I say. Yeah, I am.
I spoke with Zeleny just a couple of hours ago and asked him some questions on this controversial moment.
Do you feel that you took Santorum's comment on Romney out of context?
No, I don't think I took the comment out of context at all. Senator Santorum said that was really making the argument to Wisconsin voters that he says that Mitt Romney would be the worst Republican in the country to run against President Obama. So I was just hoping that he would elaborate on that a little bit.
What was it like when he shot back at you right away? What were you thinking, and what did it feel like?
I was kind of intrigued by his response because I think it was pretty revealing. He's at a very pressure-filled moment of his campaign. He is trying to compete against some long odds with Mitt Romney. So I thought his answer to the question was pretty revealing.
Bob Kerrey will be allowed to be on Nebraska's U.S. Senate ballot. The state Supreme Court has rejected the GOP's attempt to keep the Democratic candidate off the ballot. The court ruled that the challenge of Kerry's residency was filed too late. The primary ballot for May was certified last Thursday. Kerry previously served for 2 years in the U.S. Senate after serving as Nebraska's governor. The state's Republican Party is questioning his residency after Kerry recently moved back to Nebraska after living in New York since 2001. And it's a good time for home buyers in the United States. Home prices dropped for the 5th consecutive month in January, reaching their lowest point since the end of 2002. The average home sold in January lost 0.8% of its value compared with December of 2011, and prices were down 3.8% from last year, according to the S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index of 20 major markets. Home prices have fallen a whopping 34.4% from the peak set in July of 2006.
Is getting into your Facebook going too far?
Star City reporter Caleb Dohmen tells us what some employers are doing to get to know you better.
A lot of people have been asked personal questions during interviews, but when do those questions go too far? Is it going? Okay, good.
A trend in employers checking public profiles, anything they can do to get additional information about a job candidate. And now, of course, they're ramping that up even more, asking for passwords and asking people to log in so they can see their Facebook.
John Baker, a former human resource manager, says that he would not ask the person for their Facebook login.
So I'm uneasy with the idea of asking something that's intended to be kept private, asking for that to be laid out in front of an interviewing manager.
So he decided to ask 2 college students who may be seeking employment in the near future to show us their private information, but one of them was more reluctant than the other. Do you mind if we see your Facebook? Do you mind if we... The legal side of things is still a little murky, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the near future. Reporting live for Star City News, I'm Caleb Dohmen. Back to you guys.
U.S. Senators Richard Blumenthal and Charles Schumer are calling for a federal investigation into the debate.
The 2 senators are urging the Department of Justice to look into the issue. We'll be right back after the break.
Lincolnites would agree with me that this March has been warmer than normal, but how much warmer? 25 out of the last 26 days have been, in fact, warmer than normal in terms of high temperature. Could this mean that the last freeze is in store and has already occurred in the city? Plants and crops actually become more vulnerable to freezes in these types of conditions. That's your weather factoid for the day. I'm Ben Dorenbach, and I'll have your Star City forecast next.
You're watching Star City News live at 5.
Looking for that heavy metal fix? 90.3 KRNU's specialty show Heresy will have what you are looking for. Heresy plays metal that's loud and proud. Anything from hardcore to heavy metal and black metal to death metal, Heresy will play it for you. If you want metal that's loud and proud, join Guff and Johnny for your heavy metal fix every Tuesday from 9 to midnight. It's Heresy on 90.3 KRNU.
The next time your child decides to become Picasso and use your wall as a canvas, take a deep breath. Sign up for classes at the Lux Center for the Arts. With provided materials and art teachers, she can work alongside aspiring Monets and Warhols and leave your walls the way they are. Enroll your child in classes at the Lux Center for the Arts.
For more information about becoming a volunteer, visit bbbs.org.
And the warm weather saga continues for Lincoln, Nebraska. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We begin this weather report tonight with extreme fire danger that was issued this morning by the National Weather Service across most of the state of Nebraska, with warm, windy, and dry conditions across most of the state. Looking at current temperatures across most of the state of Nebraska, we're looking at very comfortable mid to upper 70s temperatures overall. But to add to that, as we look at the dew points across the state, we're seeing dew points as low as 20 degrees as we go towards the central part of the state, going a little bit more comfortably as we head towards the city of Lincoln at 35 degrees. As we move into today's weather report, looking to top off at around 80 degrees today under sunny skies with a brisk west wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as big as 25 miles per hour, adding to those fire conditions as stated by the National Weather Service. As we move into tonight's forecast, looking to be a lot cooler than the last few nights where we've been in the 50s overall. We're looking to bottom out at around 44 degrees tonight under mostly clear skies with brisk west winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Moving into tomorrow's forecast, going to be a really good day to golf just because it's going to be a lot calmer than it was today with a southwest wind, very light at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Beautiful day tomorrow. One of the last for the near future. As we go into your 7-day forecast, things are going to look a little bit different, seeing that we're going to have a chance of rain as we move into Thursday and Friday. As we see the graphic here, we have 30% chance tomorrow night, going to 60% chance as we move into Thursday night. Keeping it in the mid to upper 70s through your weekend. Going to be nice to play some golf this weekend. And as we see, we're going to cool off as we head into Monday and Tuesday. That's been your Star City Weather Report. Nique and Matt, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Ben. Well, unfortunately, he kind of talked about how the weather's going to get a little bit crappy, but I'm really hoping that it stays nice for the rest of the month and then end of April.
You know, if you want to get outside, tonight's the night to go enjoy the Husker baseball game. We'll be right back.
You're watching Star City News live at 5.
Put an end to their fear. Call the Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline at 1-800-652-1999.
The Center for People in Need provides essential resources to people in our community through many programs. One is the Job Training Program. The Job Training Program prepares participants for careers in forklift operation, warehousing, print services, and more. The Center for People in Need is looking for employers in Lincoln to get involved with the Job Training Program. For more information, visit centerforpeopleinneed.org.
It can happen to anyone. Whether by race, religion, sex, or any number of other types, workplace discrimination exists. It hasn't gone away. The only way that it might depends on you. If you're discriminated against, please report it, because it's not just your future you're deciding, it's everybody's. Brought to you by the Lincoln Commission on Human Rights.
Hello and welcome to your Star City Sports. I'm Camila Orti. Another Colorado State staff member will be joining the Huskers basketball coaching team. Head coach Tim Miles announced last night that Ron Coleman will be joining him as an assistant coach. Coleman was Miles' recruiting coordinator at CSU and made his move to UNL official on Monday. So what's so special about him? Coleman's resume includes being the head coach of Chicago's Mac Irvin Fire for the Amateur Athletic Union from 2005 to 2011. There he coached 4 McDonald's All-Americans, 4 Illinois Players of the Year, and 15 guys that participated in the NBA Players Association Top 100 camp. The Husker women's gymnastics team has snagged the #1 seed at the NCAA Salt Lake City Regional. This is on top of their Big Ten championship win last weekend. The regional championship will be hosted by second-seeded Utah and take place on April 7th. The top 2 teams and top 2 all-around performers not on an advancing team will receive an automatic bid to the NCAA championship in Duluth, Georgia. Nebraska finished their regular season at 19-2 with freshman Jessie DeZiel as the #3 all-around performer in the country. Also boasting a solid record is the Husker baseball team, currently 17-9. They will face former Big 12 rival Kansas State tonight. Sophomore Brandon Pierce will be the starting pitcher for the first time this season, looking to secure another victory over the Wildcats, who are currently 13-10. The Husker baseball team is coming from a series win over Illinois, beating the defending league and tournament champs in both Saturday and Sunday's games. Today's game will start at 6:35 p.m. at Hawks Field. Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez says he's not worried about losing his spot and is eager to welcome Tim Tebow to the team. Tebow, whose trade to the New York Jets was made official last week, said in a press conference Monday that he's had a good relationship with Sanchez for years. Over 200 reporters attended Tebow's presser. Coach Rex Ryan said that Tebow will be used in the Wildcat formation for as many as 20 plays per game. The U.S. men's soccer team failed to qualify for the Olympics for only the second time since 1976. The 3-3 tie against El Salvador Monday was not enough for the U.S., sending them home and the Central American squad through to the semifinals. El Salvador's Jaime Alas scored the final goal in the last few seconds of stoppage time, the long shot bouncing off Sean Johnson's hands and into the net. On a brighter note, I want to leave you guys with two fantastic clips. First, the National Girls High School Player of the Year made SportsCenter's top 10 with 2 dunks in the Powerade Jam Fest. Brianna Stewart is a 6'4" senior from Syracuse, New York, and will be playing for the University of Connecticut. She's got a pretty impressive vertical. But is it as impressive as this? Check it out. Houston's Marcus Camby is just barely too late for his full court shot against Sacramento to count. Either way, he still claimed the #1 spot in SportsCenter's top 10. That's been your sports fix for today. For Star City News, I'm Camila Orti. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Camila. Hey, Matt, I know as a former Husker alum, I'm really hoping that the men's basketball team is going to be able to turn things around.
You know, I think Tim Miles can be the right guy for the job. We'll be right back.
At 5.
What does it mean to be environmental? Is it buying a hybrid car? Is it using recycled bags? Is it a bumper sticker? If you're looking to make a real difference, one of the best places to turn is your own backyard. Trees help keep our environment clean. Visit arborday.org to find out more information on planting trees in your community.
Only 5% of people volunteer to donate blood. Last year, 4.5 million Americans were given a second chance because of blood transfusions. 1 unit of blood can help save as many as 3 people. Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. 1 of every 7 people entering a hospital needs blood. Nebraska Community Blood Bank wants you to volunteer. Go to ncbb.org for more information. Help save a life.
When severe weather strikes the Lincoln area, you can turn to Star City News with Kayla Bremer. With the latest technology, Kayla can keep you informed on current conditions and help you plan the rest of your week. Don't let the Nebraska weather catch you off guard. Turn to Star City News every Tuesday at 5 on Channel 21 for the coverage you need.
What's up, everyone? I'm Kelsey McGerr, and I've got the entertainment dish for you. Dancing with the Stars contestant Maria Menounos may be down, but do not count her out. It's only the second week of the Star Dance competition, and the TV host has already taken a little bit of a spill. The contender suffered 2 broken ribs after she fell on partner Derek Huff's knee during rehearsal while they were practicing their cha-cha. The extra host is taking several precautions to ensure the injury doesn't become more serious with some intense icing before and after practices. Even with a couple busted bones, the duo scored a nice 25 out of 30 Monday night, tying for second place. The first contestant will be eliminated tonight on ABC. Now, we all know that the newly single Eva Longoria will have no problem finding herself a man, but the divorced actress is ready to help single women in the country try and get their groove back. The Desperate Housewives star is developing a series with NBC to help women get back into the dating pool after some messy breakups. The concept was Longoria's idea, and with the help of a couple celebrity matchmakers, the production have chosen single women and single mothers who have been through heartaches and battles in life to help them find true love. And really, what's true love without a television show these days? Singer Bobby Brown has been released earlier this afternoon after being arrested on suspicion of drunk driving. The ex-husband of the late Whitney Houston's response to being pulled over was that he was talking on his cell phone. California police said Brown showed signs of intoxication after he failed a field sobriety test during the traffic stop, where he was booked on charge of driving under the influence. And the wild dinner parties, catfight arguments, and the psychic medium drama that has followed Camila Bremer through her time in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has finally come to an end, as she recently confirmed. The reason for being that the 43-year-old ex-wife of Kelsey Grammer couldn't get contract agreements worked out. Producers for the show made a statement saying that there's nothing interesting about her character, and she refused to feature her personal life or her kids anymore. Although one housewife is down, I'm sure there will be plenty of other drama to focus on. After all, it is Beverly Hills we're talking about. The royal couple just gets more and more precious every time we see them. Kate Middleton's parents, Carol and Michael, brought the family on a fun-filled family trip at a ski resort in France. The snow-filled vacation was a treat from Kate's parents, which included Kate's sister Pippa and brother James. The family was seen eating lunch at a slopeside restaurant, enjoying themselves. Ah, the challenges of being royal. That's all I've got for today. For Star City News, I'm Kelsey McGerr.
Thanks, Kelsey. Matt, it sounds like besides the royal family, there is a lot of juicy stuff going on in the entertainment world.
Yeah, it sure seems that way. We'll have what's going on in social media after the break.
Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach may be in a new location, but their mission continues on. Their efforts have served Lincoln's poor and homeless through outreach, advocacy, education, and the provision of food and shelter for nearly 20 years. Operating 365 days a year, Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach can only continue to instill hope to our community with the support from people just like you. Find out how you can make a difference at mtkserves.org.
The Center for People in Need provides essential resources to people in our community through many programs. One is the Job Training Program. The Job Training Program prepares participants for careers in forklift operation, warehousing, print services, and more. The Center for People in Need is looking for employers in Lincoln to get involved with the Job Training Program. For more information, visit centerforpeopleinneed.org.
Nique Skate Park is a nonprofit skate park that exists to give kids a safe place to skateboard, kind of cultivate an atmosphere of empowerment and growth and development. And so yeah, we basically built a space that kids can use and skate, and they know that they've got encouragement and people that are caring for them and looking after them.
Welcome back.
If you haven't logged on to Twitter yet, Star City's Ryan Mix will tell you what's trending.
Afternoon Tweeps. Twitter has been buzzing all afternoon with a lot of sports-related topics trending nationwide. The big news of the day in the college landscape comes from Columbia, South Carolina, where Frank Martin was introduced as the new head coach of the Gamecocks. Martin signed a deal worth $12.3 million over 6 years, along with a $1 million buyout South Carolina will pay. The move has raised a lot of eyebrows around the country, with many people believing this is a step down in the coaching ladder. Martin led Kansas State to 4 NCAA tournament appearances the last 5 seasons, while the Gamecocks haven't appeared in the Big Dance since 1998. Martin said today, "Some people run away from challenges. I run to them. I always have." Well, here's a little preview of what South Carolina players have to look forward to. Husker fans, does this remind you of anyone?
What things are you looking for to improve on the most as you get ready for the next part of your conference schedule?
How about playing a little defense? You ever heard of that one, Stan?
Coach, I appreciate you spending the time.
All joking aside, the NFL is dealing with a very serious issue at hand. Saints head coach Sean Payton has been suspended for the season for his involvement in the team's bounty program. Payton said today he plans to appeal Commissioner Goodell's ruling on the issue. Reports are out that Payton has contacted former 2-time Super Bowl champion head coach Bill Parcells about possibly filling Payton's vacancy this season. While it's still unclear on the likeliness of this happening, it certainly has drawn mixed attention from Twitter users, with many people expressing their frustration on the situation. And on the baseball diamond, the San Francisco Giants are eager to release their frustration and turn that into winning after missing the postseason last year. The Giants are excited to have all-star catcher Buster Posey back behind the plate after he suffered a season-ending injury last May. Giants fans made their voices heard on Twitter today by making Happy Birthday Buster trending nationwide. Posey turns 25 today and will be celebrating his birthday with the team in Scottsdale as they take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Well, that's all for what's trending. Reporting for Star City News, I'm Ryan Mix. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Dominique Kelley.
And I'm Matt Haron. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow our Twitter page. Good night.